Going on, guys? Jerry with another epic video. Today, guys, I thought we would go through and I would play back the duel that me and Pat had the other day that I thought was pretty epic. It's my Despia Shaddoll deck versus his Mysterune, which is one of the newer decks that's recently going to come out. This deck is definitely going to be meta once it comes out, and Pat's going to really showcase how good this deck's going to be, guys. So if you would like to see more stuff like this, definitely consider checking out the live streams that we do here on the channel every Friday and Saturday afternoon. Usually I'll try and do them anywhere between anytime basically that that I'm available to do them. Usually roughly between anywhere from like 3 to like 8 o'clock. I'll try and post them Central Standard Time. Usually for the ones on Friday, usually I do usually do more around 6 to 8ish. The ones on Saturday, I usually try to do around 3ish Central Standard Time. But yeah, guys, if you guys would like to see me do more content like this, breaking kind of breaking down one of me and Pat's duels, or just using some newer decks, me and him going back and forth. I'll try and get some other decks built so me and him can play. Using some more newer decks as well, like him using this and some other things as well too. But I figured you guys would enjoy this, and I'd kind of go down and break down because this deck's definitely going to be a meta, like I mentioned before. It's more of a deck your opponent out kind of deck, is how he's got it kind of work in his particular build here. There's definitely different ways you can build this deck. I got a few ideas myself as well. But we'll kind of go through and just kind of analyze the gameplay and why I think this deck is definitely going to be a tier one deck, so you guys can kind of see as we go through. But basically, how the deck works, if you guys aren't familiar with the mystery, basically how the deck works, most of the entire deck is pretty much all quick play spell cards. The field spell that he has activated allows him to activate quick play spell cards from his hand during my turn. Um, so the field spell going against this deck is very, very crucial. You want to try and get rid of it, of course, as soon as possible. Which is one of the reasons you see me here go our dragon, so we consider him burn him for every move. Uh, essentially that he's going to do here because he's going to continue to keep playing spell cards and adding spell cards and pulling stuff like that. But this is one heck of a match, guys. So definitely sit tight and enjoy the show because this is going to be one heck of a match that me and Pat play here. Definitely very back and forth as always with me and him. So you won't want to miss this, especially if you missed it during the live stream. But I figured I'd just clip it and we talk about it. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely post them down in the chat. If you guys are new, definitely consider subscribing, like, and following the channel. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, like you can see listed up here, we'll be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'll be giving over $700 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards away, and this is one of kind of the main continuous cards here, guys, is basically because it allows every time that he plays a quick play spell card, he banishes the top card off our deck. So this is what's going to allow him to start milling cards off of our deck. He's got some other cards that's going to allow it too, but that's going to be, it doesn't seem like a lot, but over the course of the duel, plus you've got to think, especially with like me, right, I'm running a very, combo heavy deck here, right? So he's going to thin cards out of the deck just by doing that with his cards, plus I'm going to thin it out by doing my plays as well too. So he's going to go through and special summon one of the monsters from the extract. Most of the monsters in the extract, guys, some of them have, I think, attack and defense, but I think a good chunk of them are like zero attack, zero defense. Most of their things really they trigger in the graveyard, is what I've noticed after reading a few of them after playing against him in this match. So most of them really trigger more of when you destroy them and things like that. They can like destroy something on your side of the field and things like that. So you have to be very careful when you go to get them, which ends up saving him kind of a little bit later on in the duel. I can't remember if it's this one or the other one where I try and go for a game, and he's able to spam them out to keep me going for a game. Uh, but yeah, we'll be doing the giveaway once we get there, guys. Trying to think what we're going over. So this one's really good. It's one of the fabled ones. Basically, it's kind of like a uh, dang, I can't think of the card that I'm trying to think of. It's the Archfiend card. All right, basically I can negate his effect by sending a card to the graveyard, or I can allow him to basically draw a card. He can draw a card if I don't send one, so I decide to send one to keep him from drawing. He wins either way, right? He either gets a card extra to his hand, or I have one, yeah, his opponent one card less. Yeah, I think he goes, yeah, Chaos Ruler here. So go Chaos Ruler. He'll mill 5 cards, guys. So he'll get to add one of his light or dark monsters to his hand. Rest of them will go to the graveyard, all the spells. So you can see I'm already down to 24 cards. He's down to 27. I'm still at 8k life points. He's at 6,800. This first one, he does a lot of the synchros here in this one. And the next one, if I recall right, I don't think he does a lot of summoning from the extra deck, but this one here, I think he does a lot from the the extra deck in this one particularly. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him bringing out the going for Sword Soul. I didn't see that happening. I didn't see that coming at all. So it weakens our poor dragon down to 1600. He'll remove his light and dark back from play to bring back the Chaos Ruler. Uh, so now he's completely shifted the game there with that. Then he's going to use his effect since he can use an effect to basically go through and remove it from play. So there goes our dragon. There's going to be our extra, what little defense that we had. Then he's going to go Baron A, which is basically game at this point. There's nothing pretty much I can do. Uh, so we'll try and put up much fight as we can, but uh, he was able to combo so fast. He couldn't attack because of the spell card he played, so that's what helped us a lot too. Uh, so here's where I try and go. I probably should have went Kaiju and then Lightning Storm. That's probably what I should have did. Misplayed here. I got so excited we topped it. That was my fault. We kind of huge misplay here for us. We should have Kaiju'd him. Lightning Storm. Went Jester. We may have been fine. I don't know. We'll see what he has here, but because we'd have got rid of both of his monsters, uh, would have been gone. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the one that negated. That's what I thought he did. So even though we wouldn't have been able to do anything, so at least he would have had no monster cards on the field essentially. And we would have gotten rid of all of that to try and maybe buy us, some more time. So we definitely messed. That was a really good turnaround play for us. So that really hurt us. And this one, especially with the board that he's already got, which allowed him to go ahead. He's still going to be able to get the extra two cards in hand due to his spell card and remove one of our cards from play. There's nothing we could have done about that. So I'm like, yeah, hey, might as well at this point. Might as well kaiju him at this point since we didn't already do it. So that's a huge misplay on our part. All right, so go back to Pat. Pat has four cards in hand now. He has our Kaiju, and he's got Baronet. Go Baronet, destroy our monster, get rid of Jester. And I try to speed this up, guys. Let me know if you guys would like me to slow it down, or maybe this is too fast or not fast enough. Let me know down in the chat. Because this was a longer match that me and Pat played with him, with us going through uh, and just the way this kind of deck works. It was a little bit longer than uh, one of our longer duels or matchups, I should say. Usually me and him are pretty quick, or usually ours are pretty long, pretty long if it's back and forth like this matchup is here. So this one was a little over 30 minutes. I speeded up the video a little bit so the video wouldn't be as full 30 minutes. I'm trying to keep it around like mid 20s, so I can shorten, at least five to 10 minutes of the actual duel itself. You guys will still see everything. I just sped up the video so you guys can see me and his moves a lot quicker as we're going through. So you can see, another spell card, so we can move another card from play. This one special summon, he can add one of his Mysterune field spells from your deck to hand. When he's banished, this card, the field is destroyed by battle. A card effect, you can turn it to the deck. And all of them have similar effects uh, to that. I don't think there's a fusion card for them yet, so I'm curious. Other than I guess the quick play card, we'll see if they'll actually make something to do anything else with them later on. But right now, it seems it's mostly just focused on the spell cards for this particular deck. So I'm curious to see what other support they'll get down the line, especially since it's part of the version of the deck is very focused on spell. I looked on some of the stuff on the internet up about the deck while we're just kind of watching this one go through. So basically, this deck, just to give you guys, I guess, because some people like, I know the lore and stuff like that about these type of decks. I'll kind of go through that as we're just kind of watching these plays, because, like I said, there's nothing I can do at this moment, but we'll finish playing it out so you guys can see rest of Pat's moves. So basically, this deck is for the runic alphabet is written as a system used for uh, Germanic people for the adoption of Latin. So basically, what it's referring to, kind of like the field spell, as far as the Mysterune part. The design of the deck itself, guys, is based around Norse mythology and Germanic ruins. They also feature elements from video games, primarily being RPG actions. Like if you look at all of his cards, they're all like uh, they're all like what is it like? I think it's like yeah, first person like perspective. So like playing a video game, playing like first person shooter, something like that. That's kind of what or RPG in this case. Basically, all the card art's design, if you kind of look at them, that's how they're designed. But yeah, I just figured you guys would like a little backstory of that. Let's see if we can find anything else while we're kind of waiting for that to go through. Let's see. I think that's all it's got on here so far. But yeah, I'm very curious to what other support they get. But yeah, comment down below if you guys would like to see me do more videos like this. I started to keep the original audio in here, but I didn't do too much of breaking things down and what I could have done differently and how the deck kind of plays. So I figured I would kind of add my audio here, just talking back after the and delete my audio from the live stream. You guys can also always go back and watch it from the live stream. That has my original audio and the original stuff from it. But I figured I would just add my own commentary to this particular topic. Plus, because when I speed it up like it is now, it makes me sound like a robot. So I know you guys wouldn't want to put up with that. Uh, but yeah, at this point we can't really do anything, right? We only have 5 cards in the deck. With this being a very combo deck, especially with this fusion a lot, because my deck's based on fusions. There's nothing what I'm going to do. It's not my deck's not a comeback deck. You're not going to get 1 card and be able to come back uh, with this, right? Most of all my stuff is removed from play at this point anyway. He hits Windy. I'm like, might as well trigger the effect because we're going to run out of cards anyway. So he negates it with Baronet. But yeah, I think about maybe doing more stuff like this. We'll see how this video does, guys. If it does well, then I'll do more videos like this. But I'll try and do it either way, more in the live stream. Me and Pat are playing more in your decks. Pat's always playing your decks. I just got to get better at doing the same. It's hard for me to always to find the time to do that in between everything else that I do. Sometimes take the time to build new decks, sometimes when you guys see me do that, I end up building them kind of like live on the stream or just throwing something together and we figure it out as I actually play the deck. That's usually how I build decks, is I throw together how I kind of think or want the deck to play, and then I'll basically go from there to see, okay, this is how the deck's actually playing versus what I thought or I wondered. Um, and then I'll kind of adapt the deck from there and kind of evolve it from there. So after playing him right, I decided to go ahead and side in the draw on Lockbirds. Luckily, I had 2 of them in my side deck in this particular situation. So you're definitely going to need a lot of people are going to be definitely draw and lock's going to be coming more back into the game. Uh, so a lot of people are going to be main decking that and side decking that here in the future, if they're not already. So just kind of be on the lookout for that, guys, in the upcoming months and things like that, especially as this deck's coming out, even more so than normal. Droll is going to be more played. So if you haven't had a chance to pick up Droll, I would probably go ahead and pick up your copies of Droll before the price increases. But I would go ahead and take the chance to go and grab, make sure you have your 3 copies of Droll. Uh, if needed, because you're going to need it against this deck as good as it's going to be. Because if you don't have it going against it, like I told Pat in the live stream, it's going to be very hard for you to beat this deck. Unless you've got something that's going to, like you Imperial Order them or something like that, or get out Naturia Beast or Anti-Spell Fragrance, something like that to make them set face them. Something like that that's going to kind of stagger them, slow them down a little bit. That's going to be about your best chance as far as cards that's already currently out to kind of uh, like to hit this deck and hit it consistently, not just like a 1 turn kind of thing that's going to consistently affect the duel. I'll go ahead and guess level 2 because I could tell playing him previously a lot of he was using just the level 2 monster. So I guess to you, we get it right. It goes to the graveyard. So that's why it's important, guys. While you're go through and you're doing, you're watching your opponent's cards, you're reading your opponent's card effects, you're paying attention to how they're playing, things like that. Because I could tell by the way he's already using the deck and the way he was playing, more than likely he's got more 2s in the deck than anything else. So that's why I guess to you. Um, so it's important you're paying attention to stuff like that. So as you're going through, especially since we lost the first duel, we're going to need to use the advantage that we learned about his deck here in the here in this game. So we already hit him with the draw and lock. So he sets everything face down. Unfortunately, we didn't get Lightning Storm or Heartbeat's Feather Duster. That would have been a really good one for us here. We could have top decked that. But overall, we've got a really good hand. Unfortunately, he has no monsters, and that's what really hurts this deck too. So that's kind of the downside of us playing this deck. I think in this matchup he plays little to no monsters versus the last matchup, right? He did a lot of synchros and played a lot of the fusions. If I recall right in this one, he plays little to no monster cards. So this one's going to be a very interesting one. We go pretty crazy too. I go bring out a lot of cool combos in the deck, showing off really how how dangerous Despia can be in this matchup here. Definitely in the second one. So I go ahead and go for the dragon here, so I can start burning him for life points. Because now that I know how the deck is played, we want to try and get him back out. We go ahead and send our good old Falcon yet again, which is funny because I'm only playing 1 Falcon, but we got it in both matchups. So we'll put Falcon back face down. since he was sent to the graveyard by effect. He's going to go ahead and target one of our special monster cards and destroy it. So he's going to go ahead and destroy our dragon. Unfortunately, I have no way of protecting him, unfortunately, because we don't have opening or anything like that in the graveyard to protect him. So unfortunately, our dragon is going to be destroyed. So I'll go and attack, try and hit him with 18 with our Jester. I forgot. That's right. I forgot he played 1 day apiece, so he doesn't take any damage. So we'll go ahead and pass it back to him. So he has 2 cards face down, 1 card in hand. We have our Jester in attack mode and our face down Falcon face down as well. He's going to go to the field spell, which is really good, which again allows him to activate his Mysterune quick play cards from his hand, and he can also target up to 3 quick play spell cards and return them. I think it's return them back to the deck, is what that said there. All right. But yeah, if you guys would like me to do anything, maybe break down some of the new stuff and how to play against it. I thought about doing that. I started it a while back, doing like meta breakdowns and how to play against it, uh, things like that. That's something you guys let me to start back up again because I only did like maybe like a few videos on that. But let me know and I'll do so we can do to get that back going. I'm always trying to come up with different ideas to post to the channel because that's always my issue is trying to come up with videos to post and things like that. Because I'm used to only playing, like everyone, right? Just building decks that I want to play, so that's different. So I've got to get back in the habit of with doing YouTube here, right? With doing decks that I normally wouldn't maybe necessarily play that maybe you guys just want to see, right? That I do more for the channel, not just because I play the deck or want to play the deck kind of thing. So that's something I've got to get back in the habit is building the decks that I tend to not normally play, which will help out too, obviously for you guys for the channel and for the content. But also help me as a player get better because I'm working with decks that I normally wouldn't, play. Usually it's decks that would be building that I would, normally just play against that I wouldn't, build other than other than for the sake of YouTube, of course. So as you can see, right, we continue to combo, come back from him destroying our monster. So he's going to go effect with him. I think I call by the grave this because I think he has the other one in the graveyard, right? Or is that later on? Or is this where I think is this where it crashes? I think this is where it crashes. Yeah, it's where it crashes. I freaked out so badly here. Because when this happened live, and I'm like, dude, like this is such a good matchup because, and the game crashed. And usually when you load back up, it lets you just throw you into the game. Then I hit that. Then I'm like, okay, am I going back into the game? I'm like, oh, thank God. So I was freaking out so much live when this happened because it was such a good matchup. And this round two was going much better in our favor. Uh, I was like, oh no, the game died. Luckily, we were able to come back. He's got him out, so I went ahead and used our dragon so we could bring back our dragon. All right. I think I go ahead and use his effect, which is basically wasted here, which we didn't really have anything to use it on. I don't think he played anything else this turn that we could have used it. Uh, let's see if I remember right. I think I did. Yeah, I did. That's what I thought. Not that it really mattered, but I didn't see him playing anything else, so I figured I'd just go ahead and negate it. Because right, so once per turn we can use it again on his turn, so it's not a big deal. All right, so at this point I think we've got everything set. At this point we can pretty much go battle. So we attempt to go battle phase, attack with Jester. All right, that's where he gets to pop. He gets rid of our Domaturge. All right, we'll attempt to attack him directly. I think he plays the other quick play spell cards to bring out another one of the fusions or something. Yeah, he special summons one of the from the extra deck. So he's going to bring out another one of the fusions again for the Mysterune. So this one's going to bring out the furry one that we were looking at earlier that he played in the first game. So what we'll go battle phase again. We'll attack it. All right, get rid of her. Then we'll attack again with our dragon. We'll attempt to attack Pat with 25. Alright, Pat will take the 25. Main phase 2. We'll hit that. Set our schisms face down just to be on the safe side. There's nothing else really we can do at the moment. I think I set. I think I set Windy just to be on the safe side because I didn't know what he was going to do. So I'm like, we'll just go ahead and set Windy to be on the safe side. So we'll set that just in case he goes combo and tries to blow up a bunch of stuff like he's been doing. That way, Windy would trigger if he destroys her, which was kind of my mindset and why I set her face down. All right, so he's going to go the continuous spell that lets me every time he activates one of his effects, spell cards is going to remove from play the top card of my deck every time I play something now to you. So now you can start milling out my cards like he was doing in the first game. Alright, so this is where he gets to banish a bunch of cards because it's the number of the cards I control, and we have a lot of cards on the field, unfortunately, when he does this. I can't remember, I think I do go Schisms here, or did I not? I think I waited after, maybe I waited after he did this to go Schisms. So we lost a good chunk of cards by him doing that, unfortunately, so I decked us out a lot. Because he got to send all that, all the cards we had on the field, plus he gets to send one for the continuous card on the field as well. So now we're up to 12 cards removed from play, 4 cards in graveyard, 18 cards uh, left in deck. All right, so this one goes get rid of our field spell, which there's nothing I could do to protect it, so it's gonna die. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. What's crazy is we didn't play any of our really get any of our Shaddoll fusions out this game. We didn't draw any of them either, but yeah, well, yeah, we didn't draw any of the Shaddoll fusions. The only thing we kept drawing constantly was Falcon. uh, Usually it's Windy that I draw the most, but this game it was Falcon. I only have one Falcon in the deck too, and I was running three Windies. That's hilarious how that happens and how that works out. All right, so this is where we go Schisms, and I go ahead and go for. I was thinking let's go ahead and go for Winter just in case he tries to do some of the combos that he did in the previous first duel that we know the deck is able to do. I may have should have went Construct, but he's already throwing cards at us. So like to me, it makes no sense. We don't want to lose any more cards than we have to. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and just do what we need to do. Um, so let's go ahead and fusion. We'll go ahead and do that Falcon. And now he's milled even more away from us. So now we're down to 3. Keep in mind, guys, when it was Pat's turn, we had, I think it was 26 cards left in deck. So in one turn, he's already milled out 23 cards. In one turn, he's milled out 23 cards of ours. In one turn. Alright, so now he only has to do one more, and that's game. Because he'll deck us out when it goes to our turn, and there it is. We had a really good board. Really good board to go for game on our turn, but it didn't matter because he went in and decked all of our cards out. I may just do a clip of this part here, just this last portion, just to kind of show off the deck and maybe get people to come watch this video, just so you guys can, check out the channel and also check out this epic duel that me and Pat had going back and forth. It was a heck of a matchup. I was hoping I was going to pull off this victory, guys, because I really wanted to see a game 3 of me and Pat playing because that just was so close. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate your guys' love and support. If you'd like to see more content like this, definitely consider unsubscribing. I greatly would appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and doing the ultimate Yu-Gi-Oh giveaway once we get there. If you guys would like to see more content like this, like I said, give me some feedback down below in the comment section. I usually don't tend to do videos like this. They usually tend to not get a lot of views, which is the reason why I usually don't do them. But we'll see if that changes with this video here, because this is one heck of a matchup that's really showing off both of these decks here. But that'll do it, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.